Wang Xixin, Peking University's law school deputy dean, explained how it will help regulate foreign investors. And he started out in this discussion by how the rule of law will help issues such as the environment and food safety.
To put it very simple, from the government side, because environmental protection, food safety, they're really upon, the role that effectively played by the government regulatory bodies. If they really, want to play an effective role, then how to play those roles? What are those roles? And what kind of procedures? Will the procedure be more transparent, more participatory? Those are, I think, that are the contexts in which law will be very, very important. Now, the other side is the society, those stakeholders in the context of environmental protection and food safety. You really need to make them aware that there are norms for them to, to follow. And there are different procedures for them to apply. So I think that from both sides, the government side and the society side, they really need those norms and procedures. I think that most important ways are probably more transparency and more engagement of those foreign investors. So if foreign investors, they are trying to get into the Chinese market, then transparency is very important because they get to know what is happening inside. So if they know what is happening, they will be much self-aware. And secondly, if they are much more engaged into the process, they can feel, not only see, but also feel they are, part of the process. So I think that those might be sources for their improved confidence. I think that the regulatory reform, as we mentioned earlier, reducing the government functions in regulating those market players. So we can call the substantive government functional reform. It's reducing some functions, letting those market players to have much more freedom. And secondly, I believe, is sort of judicial reform. I believe that because in investing in a market, you probably ultimately you will be encountering some disputes, and whether or not those disputes will be resolved fairly, effectively, transparently, I think that's very important. So I think that judicial reform will also be very important for the foreign investors.